faces who are running a checkpoint, or why don't you try to go speak to a city council and tell them they're putting poison in the water? You know, being a man isn't about going around and acting tough all day. In fact, real men have to restrain themselves from wanting to kill people. I mean, it's not like it's a good thing that you're a killing machine. We get it. You're tough, all right? I understand it. You need to learn to control that and focus it into action, because in modern warfare, 90% of it is psychological and informational. But see, he has such a foundational question that I'm elaborating on this right now. Why won't his family listen to them? Let me give you another angle of it. People who are, quote, at the best country club in Austin or Dallas or wherever you live, always when they open some new super signature golf course, they've got to go get on the waiting list or try to get invited to join that, just because they've got to be exclusive. They've got to have the newest car. They've got to have the biggest house. I mean, I've been at worldly rich people's houses, and you can see them kind of talking about their neighbor and some new giant thing they're building, and they're like, I've got to add that. They're in some competition. It's not that a horse is stupid or bad. It's an incredible animal, but you try to get up beside a horse on another horse and go faster than them, they're going to try to get up ahead of you. It's just instinctiveness, and the globalists are punching our lower instinctive levels. I always wonder why, when I'm in a hurry to get to work and I'm going 75 miles an hour in a 65, and people are in the slow lane, and they'll speed up even though you were never on their tail to get ahead of you. And then sometimes they'll speed up and get in front of you and drive right by another car in the slow lane, like this is their substance, like this is their weird psychic vampire power. I would be completely embarrassed by being petty like that and would feel completely disempowered. I would probably throw up when I got out of the car if I became someone who wanted to park, who wanted to block other people. I want to see people unleashed. I want to see potential. I like seeing big rockets launch, and I like seeing science and people pole vaulting over things and beauty and people succeeding. You see, it's that idea versus people that are freaked out by other success. You've got to know that's the globalist prime mover. It's why they attack success, attack enlightenment, because they're threatened by it. They can only rule a population that is in darkness. Now, here's an example, and I was never that worldly, but it was still, wow, movie stars. What would it be like to know famous movie stars? What would it be like another world, like being in outer space or visiting another planet? You know, that unattainable. What would it be like to have the big house? What would it be like to have the cool car? What would it be? Well, from folks I've talked to, it becomes a hassle, becomes a ball and chain if you're more centered. Or it becomes your God. Well, that isn't my God. I don't resonate with that. It's fine to be comfortable, but that's not in my hierarchy of needs anywhere near the top. And so over the years, getting to know some of the most famous people in the world, I'd say 95% of the famous people I know you'll never hear on air. They just reach out to me. And it's incredible. I mean, you could name it. You could basically name it, okay? And it's not that I don't want to talk to them on the phone now when they call. It's that I am just trying to unlock minds. I'm so busy, I don't even really call these people anymore. I don't even really try to get people on the show. Half the time now, I don't even call a super famous person back, not because I'm high and mighty, but because I'd rather go out and listen to frogs at dusk. I'd rather oil paint. I would rather research information. I'd rather carry the trash out here at this office, because I'm unlocking minds, and that is the most important thing we can do in this plane of existence. Now, finishing up, for people that have never met super famous people or really know them or spent a lot of time with them, they just, I've talked to famous movie stars, and they say even presidents and people freak out and act weird around them because those aren't developed people. And it turns out really famous, powerful people like other people who have figured out that none of it means anything. It's weird. You find out really famous people, they then think you're a star, and then they want to meet you, and then they like you once they meet you, but then it's kind of like, yeah, you're just like everybody else. So it's the same thing. Your family doesn't think much of themselves, so they don't think much of you. I'd rather out the back of some old fishing shack, talk to some quiet old, weird old man and drink beer with him than hang out with some super A-list Hollywood star. I'd rather walk around in the high desert than go out on a date with the most beautiful supermodel in the world. And it's because I realize this planet is just one little planet. I mean, look, folks, we're in outer space. What is this? We're orbiting a giant burning fireball. And so a lot of people won't wake up or get involved because they make a split-second decision that they're powerless. They make a split-second decision that, oh, I'm not going to believe there's corruption because why should I believe it? I'm powerless. I couldn't do anything about it, when they have no idea how much power they've really got, and that this whole life is a test. And so that's why your family laughs at you. You know, I've seen this. I've talked to a lot of high-powered media people. I remember years ago I was eating dinner with a guy, and I said, you know, almost everybody I talk to I can convince, or they wake up. I said, everybody's waking up. And he said, or you speak authoritatively, and they're only responding. The next message they'll get, they'll buy into that. And that was a key. Tommy Pilata told me that, and he was absolutely right. It's that once the globalists engineer you to not have a mooring or a compass, you just float around. You don't have a core. Now, we all have that core. You've just got to ignite it. Yeah! We'll be right back with your phone calls.
What happened, man? You used to be energetic, happy, and wow, did the ladies love you. Now